adjustments. Welcome back to another pour.
Oh,
Dude.
Oh, yeah, you're going to have to, yeah.
We got the trapped triangle, as I like to call it. Thank Jesus I'm an engineer.
Yeah, I'm watching you engineer this one. Like.
Oh, yeah. Yup.
Could have made it real simple.
She's got it, dude. We're in.
All right.
Sean got a new knife.
It did, finally.
Oh, I almost cut myself.
Oh, dude, that knife.
What the I can't. There we go.
So it works really, really.
I don't know how I feel about the rear.
I like it.
Why?
I
mean, you don't put your finger in front of the blade. That's
exactly
a feature. But how do you do it?
Let me show you. Yep.
Oh, you got some dexterity to be doing that. Oh,
it opens.
You flicker
if you
shot.
just hold it open too, so you don't have to give the fling.
Let's do that again.
So you just hold it back there.
Oh, that's kind of neat.
Because it'll free swing. Because
so
that's what's holding pressure on it. Is that thing?
Interesting.
Sharpest.
That is
Shout
very
out to
interesting.
Spyderco. That is the sharpest out of the box knife I've ever owned.
I just love these scales. I like the color.
Razor blade.
It's like a pastel teal. Like
it was
almost
on
like
sale.
it's almost like a seafoam actually.
Mm-hmm.
Seafoam green.
And eventually I'll just, ruin those scales and then I just buy new ones.
Nah.
They got some like really nice
G10's like indestructible, dude.
Copper ones. Thought about
that would make this thing heavy as hell.
Oh yeah.
Because these are big scales.
Oh yeah.
This is not a small knife.
No, it is not.
To say the least.
No, we did not have podcast last week because I was pretty much dying.
Sean, we were at Virtue. Sean was at Virtue for the 14th day in a row. We're both at Virtue, sweaty as hell. And Sean goes, it's like 5:30. And he goes, it's Friday, I think, or Thursday.
It was Thursday
Sean
night.
goes, do you want to go shoot a podcast? And I was like, no. And he's like, cool. Dude, I was like, so here's the thing. I'm not going to see the kids all week this week, realistically, because of
Pours.
People are coming up early. From Wednesday through, I'll see them again Sunday. So it's one of those things where like night times right now are like only play with the kids, do nothing else because I'm like not going to see them for a little while. But so I was like, yeah, I'm set on going home and doing that. And then our septic died anyways. And there's just,
Yeah, you've had a wild couple weeks with everything going on.
Jesus said, hey, man, I know you're stressed. You want a little more shit?
Just like a little bit more stress. You can handle it, and emphasis on the shit on that
Honestly, I told Ricky, you know what's really interesting? Everybody's going to say, of course it works this way. What's really interesting, first off, real quick, sweet plant behind my head. What's really interesting is I told Ricky, so Ricky's been looking for a job for almost 6 months because she took a buyout at her job.
Yeah, because consumers come to find out no longer likes their employees.
Yeah, they're cutting like a third of their company. So she's leaving. Well, she's our health insurance provider, basically. So obviously that's like that has been a little stressful. So she finds a new job. She gets an offer. It's a good offer. She, just passed her drug test. So it's like all confirmed now.
Perfect.
Like it's in the books type shit.
Pass a drug test. Woof.
Ricky goes, the lady here 100% thinks I do drugs. She goes, I've been sitting here forever. She's in Bay City, mind you.
Oh, yeah.
The Bay City drug test place?
Also, Bay City has the most distilleries per capita.
Dispensaries,
Dispensaries.
I do the same thing.
Per capita in the state right now.
Yes. And Bay City, largely a shithole. Like a good portion of Bay City is a shithole.
Yeah.
And so Ricky's there's only like 2 to 3 reasons you get drug tested. Unemployment.
Yep.
Pre-employment.
You're getting fired.
100%. So it's like probably 80% of the people in there aren't there for pre-employment, right?
Yeah, probably not. Not a lot of places hiring right now, come to find out.
Right.
Yeah.
So Ricky's in there and she goes, it's an hour and a half wait just to get a quick like 4-panel drug test.
Jeez.
So
she's 4-panel, not even really looking for shit.
Right.
Okay.
So Ricky's like, finally she gets up there and she looks at the lady and she goes, so what do you guys test for? And the lady's like, what? She's like, what are you testing for? And she goes, meth.
Okay.
Opiates, opioids, whatever.
Yeah.
And then like really hard shit,
drugs.
not like normal people drugs.
Yeah.
Like you went off the deep end drugs. And Ricky's like, oh, okay. And then Ricky asked another question. She goes, the lady just looked at me like, are you going to pass her now?
You got to look at them. You got to mess with them a little bit. And be like, so how about like heroin? No? All right, cool. Speed?
Is PCP on or not on the panel?
Is crack cocaine and cocaine judged separately here?
Yeah.
Like, where are we at with this?
And
I need to know.
If I had fake pee, should I use it?
Yeah.
That's the question. You can buy fake pee in Bay City 100%.
Do you guys test the temperature?
Yeah.
I just need to know real quick.
Yeah. So she does that. So anyways, all of this goes down. She has a new job. Things are going well. She gets the job offer while we were in Bourbon, Missouri, bottling Virtue. And so we bottle Virtue, which means things are going well there.
We'll circle back to that.
Ricky's gets her job offer. Things are going well there. All this stuff, like things are like looking up. Pours in the Park, super organized. Virtue's moving. Everything's like heading in the correct directions. Get home, septic backs up in our mudroom.
I actually do appreciate you taking the bullet for us because things were going pretty smoothly.
Yeah.
Like too smooth.
Yeah, sure.
That you're like, something needs to go wrong. Like
somebody was like, you should spend $12,000.
Should have just went out and broke something. We got to make an
just
offering.
For fun. Yeah,
just go break something. Be like, all right, shucks, we broke something.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, so pre-plan that.
The septic backs up. We have like a dog shower on our first floor. Septic backs up into the dog shower. Thank Jesus it was washer water and shower water, so almost all gray.
Yep.
And septic backs up, floods our whole mudroom. I'm shop vacuuming it out as fast as it's coming in to the home. Anyways, I told Ricky, I was like, it's crazy how when things are going well, this isn't that big of a deal. It just was like, well, that's a bummer. And then I was like, spent the entire day Saturday digging, trying to find the septic tank. It's not where it was supposed to be. It's a whole thing. And I get a hold of the permit guy, get the permit filled out, get our excavator like lined up and all this stuff. Well, honestly, I told Ricky, we were like driving in the car and I'm like, if like shit was sideways, like you didn't have a job, we still couldn't do anything with Virtue because of all the red tape.
Yeah.
Like if all these things were happening and Pours in the Park was a mess, like if all this stuff was happening that way, this would have probably broke the camel's back in half.
I think I would have to call someone and be like, hey, we might have an active shooter situation.
Yeah.
Like you might need to call someone in.
This is literally like, and mind you, Rick, so because Ricky took the buyout at work, we'll have the money to just pay for the septic. And it is a lot of money. It's $12,000. That's how much it's going to be.
Less than a well.
Yeah. Well, it's less than a well because, because apparently somebody got quoted $30,000 on a septic. And I go, what are they putting in a swimming pool with it?
No kidding.
Like, what the fuck is $30,000? Yeah. And I was like,
hell of a system.
That's somebody bidding out of a job.
Yeah.
That's somebody going, I'm not going to do
Or
that.
they're like, well, I just make too much money to not go do it. Yeah.
But yeah, so it's so interesting that like everything's up, everything's good, and like we already know financially that will be okay because of this buyout thing. We just have to spend some of it on that.
Yep.
And so it was one of those things where it was like, I mean, it sucks right now. Like I had our lift station pumped so that we could use water for a week because we haven't had a septic system. But other than that, it's like, we just use less water. We do laundry at my parents, which is 3 miles down the road.
You're helping the environment out.
It's fantastic.
You're using less water.
Oh, buddy,
you
my
can't do a
showers
40-minute shower,
my showers are sub 3. I get it under the shower head, turn it on. That's where I'm at right now.
Wow.
Oh yeah.
So you're just hitting cold water,
Oh.
like just hello.
Sometimes my dick goes in me.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It goes, and then it just hides,
Scared.
scuttles back in.
Little turtle
It's
action.
terrifying.
Just see ya.
It's wild, dude.
Oh my gosh.
But listen, interesting
You're
way to
normally like, hey, I'm gonna turn the shower on. Maybe
Poop.
I'll take a shower in the next 15 minutes.
I turn
We
the
don't
shower
know.
on, I poop, and then I get in the shower.
Yeah, but the hot water's running full tilt the whole time.
I don't do. It gets too steamy if I do that. I don't have on-demand hot water, dude. We do have a hot water tank. I can't run her that deep.
Yeah, but I bet it'd run like an hour before you really start to notice
Oh,
it.
100%
Yeah.
it will. I've pushed it.
About an hour, you're like, man, she is all the way to hot, and it is just not really doing
I've pushed
it for
that
me.
to every limit. That thing has, dude, buddy, I've pushed it to the limit to an extent in which I turned the shower off, waited like 10 minutes, and turned it back on because there was hot water again.
I don't think you ever need on-demand hot water because you're going to
no.
become like Aquaman.
Yeah.
You're going to live in that shower.
Which Ricky would prefer, come to find out.
Probably. Smell great, but water bill through the roof. Electricity.
No
through the
water
roof.
bill through the roof. We don't have city.
yeah, city, yeah.
We live out in where,
Electricity bill, though.
you know what would be great right now? If I had city sewer. Because I wouldn't pay $12,000 for a septic system.
That's true.
The guy comes back and goes, never mind. And I was like, you were going to
You
ask
said
if I had
city.
city, weren't you? And then he's like, yeah, that was a dumb question. I go, I've asked a lot of those.
Yeah. Like, you don't live anywhere that infrastructure exists.
No.
Nor will it ever.
City water is close to here. Super
Is it?
close. My parents have it. It's all the way down that road
They
almost.
do because
Mhm.
they've got the spray park
Yeah.
over there,
At
and that's
Lee.
city water
Mhm.
too. Oh, I forgot about
It's
that.
wild. City water is
Yeah.
out here.
That's off a tower because the tower is right there.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, the
Okay.
tower is on 9 Mile there.
Oh, that makes sense.
That's why.
You want to know what's interesting? I had a small panic attack because I'm trying to get internet at Virtue HQ.
Oh, that'd be nice.
You
What's up,
think
buddy?
it's available?
Yeah.
Because AT&T is right down the road.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Chris, they had like Xfinity there.
So I went to AT&T's check availability.
Yeah.
Nah. Went to Spectrum's. Nah. Went to Comcast. No thanks, sir. I went, hey man, somebody has to put internet here.
Chris and Brandon, well, because they had a phone line there,
They did have a phone line.
and they definitely.
There is telephone service.
I'm like 99% sure they had Xfinity.
So I went to Verizon. Well,
Hey.
Comcast Xfinity said, no, thank you. I'm out. They said no.
You might have to call someone.
So I went to Verizon because they do business internet now.
Oh,
It's like
okay.
mobile, sir. It's like
Yeah.
5G or whatever. Verizon's like, it's there. I'm like, thank Jesus. Sign me up now before you tell me it's not there.
Because we could just set that in the window and it'll
Right.
work.
Well, so then, dude, I go to sign up and I'm like, there's no way AT&T doesn't provide service there.
Yeah.
AT&T is less than a half a mile down the road.
Yeah.
So
it would just be
AT&T doesn't provide residential internet there.
Mm.
They provide business internet. And I was like, thank Jesus. So now they're going to call
what's
and
that
we'll
shit
have
that's
internet.
called? It's not cable. It's over like the phone line, basically.
You talking DSL?
Yeah.
Buddy, DSL's not alive anymore as far as I know. DSL's dial-up, like the big boy dial-up. DSL's
Isn't
dead.
that what like Spectrum is though?
No, Spectrum's cable. Everything's cable or fiber now.
Yeah,
Like, I
that's
don't think DSL, like Starlink would be the closest thing to DSL
DSL?
because DSL is satellite based.
Yeah, because that's like your last ditch option to get in.
I thought we were going to have to Starlink it. I thought we were going to Starlink it. I was like,
They're launching more satellites.
thanks, Elon. We
synced it.
watched.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we synced it.
Thanks, Elon,
In
for the internet, buddy.
Missouri.
So our AT&T bill is, dude, you want to hear what's crazy? AT&T business internet,
Yeah,
20 megs up and down,
that's not bad.
100 a month or something like that.
Ugh.
And I'm like, hey, man, chill. That's
Ugh.
crazy.
Yeah,
They're like, it's dedicated. I'm like, but who cares? Nobody's out there, man. Don't dedicate it. See who runs off with our
Yeah.
internet, dude. There
Don't
ain't
dedicate
shit
it.
else out there, buddy.
you know what? I'll take that gamble. There are 0 other businesses on that road.
Not one.
Yeah,
AT&T is the other one.
there's a dump down the road.
Dude,
I don't think they use a lot of internet.
that's fair. I like the idea. So you had messaged me the other day and said we should have Pours in the Park up there.
Yeah,
Now,
we need
unfortunately,
like 2 acres.
It cut our attendance in about a third because it's in the middle of nowhere.
Everyone could fly to MBS.
But for you and I, it would be fantastic.
Hi, my guy.
It would be so great for us.
Oh yeah.
It would be so awesome. We would need no special permits.
No.
We could literally take the liability insurance out on our own insurance.
Yep, we already
like
have it.
in a day.
Yep.
I was like, dude, I like Pours in the Park would go from 3 to 5 months of planning and organizing to like 3 weeks.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
We just need like 2 acres, one
Yeah.
gigantic pavilion,
You know what the coolest thing ever would be?
screw a building.
Is just buy the property just truly all the way to Salzburg.
Yeah.
Like just
I mean, if that's
all
if
the
we were
way.
going to do it, that's the way I'd do
yeah,
it. It's up.
100%. Yeah. Just all the way to Salzburg and then just have all of that room, build 40 rick houses. It'd be a fantastic thing. We could store cajillions of barrels there. Hundreds of barrels.
His
Thousands.
claws have not gotten less sharp.
No, I know. He doesn't even hunt anymore, dude. He's now,
Navcat. I hope
hey, man,
one of these angles will pick it up.
he's hiding.
Mm.
He's just hiding.
Navcat.
I'm going to be honest. He's going to turn into a little bitch over these little 3 weeks.
Yeah.
He's just been in here for 3 weeks. He hasn't seen another animal. He's just an indoor cat that thinks he wants to go outside now.
Yeah.
He goes outside, sprints like he's going to take off, and then he stands still like a normal indoor cat would.
I told Dan this. It was wild. I was standing in Virtue when the last update video dropped and like seeing, like, because in my mind, I'm like, I know where the building came from. I know like how everything was laid out and I
Yeah.
know what it looked like. So it shouldn't be that big of a shock to me when I see it in the video. And I
Yeah.
went,
Oh, it's so much different. Yeah.
People are coming over on Thursday.
And they don't know what it looks
Their
like.
mind's going to be blown.
Yeah.
Because it's still, like a month behind?
Well, Chris is coming over today.
Yeah.
So,
A lot has happened in the last month.
Yeah.
To get it where it's going.
You haven't seen it yet, have you?
What?
Just when you walk in, I didn't murder anybody on site.
Your mom dropped some red paint or something?
A whole can.
Nice. Because I know she's doing some painting.
Whole can.
Yeah, that's fine.
Off the top of the ladder. Dude, I get a text on Saturday. My mom goes, "Hey, I'm done for the day."
I saw her driving home. Me and Gabby were going in.
Yeah, she said that she saw you guys. And then sends me a picture. The floor is covered in red paint. There's a bucket that has been basically folded in half, right? And I called her and she goes, "I was climbing down off the tall ladder."
Oh, yeah.
And she goes, "I just dropped the bucket and it was open and it went
and just forcefully shot it out like a cannon.
Everywhere. And I told my mom, I was like,
did it hit the wall?
No, it hit one of the black. It hit the wall with the door on it.
Oh, that's fine.
And
fix that.
I was like, well, I told her, I was like, Monday I'll just go paint the floor gray again. Like you just paint over that spot, whatever. Yeah. And she's like, well, I'll paint it. She was going back Sunday. She's like, I'll paint it Sunday. I was like, I'll just paint it Monday so that you can move around and not worry about it.
Yeah.
I was like, you guys are doing epoxy Monday anyways. Yep. So I was like, then we just, all the floors will be done at the same time. And she's like, yeah. I go, but here's the thing, Ma. You know, we did talk about this deadline on the free labor. And I said, you cut it real close, procrastinated.
Just a smidge. Like she finished on Sunday. People will be there in 4 days.
Yeah. I go, you procrastinated.
Yeah.
And then made a huge mess. So maybe next time you make the mess super early. So there's no rush in getting it resolved.
That's fair.
Yeah.
We're going to do the second layer of epoxy. We're going to do he's going to bring over like a shaver type thing, he said. So you can just take a tiny little bit off.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
And then re-epoxy it.
That's interesting.
Second
what's the removal of the top do?
I don't know.
That's really interesting.
I didn't ask.
The dust mop's in the back of my car.
I do need to take that. He said that he needs to do that because he's outside of the reapplication window.
Oh, so he's got to make it new again.
Kind of.
Yeah, I see.
He's not going all the way down to the concrete.
Right.
Just taking a little bit off.
Interesting.
And then hopefully it'll fill in a lot of the little holes and stuff.
That's really interesting.
Get nice and smooth. That's getting done, and then just got to touch up some of that yellow paint.
Dude. Thank Jesus. My mom calls me. We've been buying furniture for Virtue and furnishing, just some of it. It's not going to be done, but it's some more than none. So anyways, I bought 2 tables from Costco and had them delivered. My mom calls and I said, I'm going to go over there Saturday because they're going to deliver them. She goes, I'm going to be there. I'm like, oh, cool. I won't worry about it. Costco calls and I said, hey, do you need a fork truck to unload them? Because if so, I'll run over and unload them. And he's like, no, we don't need anything. We'll be fine. And I'm like, cool. My mom calls and she goes, hey, they got the tables in here. Do you want them to build them? And I go, how much more does it cost for them to put them together? She goes, they said it's included. And I'm like, 100% build them. I have no interest in building them. I haven't seen them yet.
So the one table
is huge.
Gigantic.
I've heard they're huge.
It is gigantic.
Yeah.
Buddy. We can fit probably 20 people in that thing. Not even a joke.
I bought 8 chairs for it. So
no. Those 8 chairs work with the tall table.
Our other 8 chairs, those chairs came with that table.
Yeah.
I bought 8 chairs for the white and gray. No, they come Wednesday or Thursday.
That'd be great.
So
we need about 12 more.
I was gonna say they come in sets of 2. I can just order more. But my mom goes, it took them 3 hours to put those tables together, and I go, I would have been pissed.
Yeah.
Had I not said yes. And Sean and I spent 3, because it would have taken you and I 6 hours. Yeah. There ain't no 3 hours about it. They're 100%.
Good news is they look really nice.
That's good.
Chairs are pretty comfy. We get they're set up right now where the water. We need to.
That's
move
where
that.
I told them to put it. Just
because we'll eventually have to move around for them to finish up the water today, and then we'll move them to do the floor.
I go have them not put them on the epoxy because I know that's happening Monday.
Yeah.
And then I was like, if they build them in operation side, we can't get them in.
Oh God, no.
So I'm like, shit. I was like, have them put it where the floor is gray. And
those
just
tables now live in that room until we either put in a double swing door or we just knock that wall down.
We need a double swing door that for sure.
Yeah.
Because I think we're going to run into multiple events where it's fuck.
Yeah.
We can't get shit in there.
100%.
Yeah.
I agree. Just buy a nice double steel door.
Yeah.
Open it up. It'd be great.
Yeah.
But no, needless to say, Virtue's in a pretty good place.
Yeah.
The building wise. Eventually we'll get whiskey there and can start doing things.
Yeah.
Which would be really nice.
Yeah.
But
I can't wait. Michigan, flop that red tape permit on my dick ASAP.
I got a couple.
Let's get this going.
Building stories.
Goodness gracious.
One, that building's fucking haunted. I just want to
Yeah.
throw that out there. It's 100% haunted. I know it.
I already felt on board with this a couple times when I was there alone later.
Yep.
And then you and we hadn't talked about it. And then one time you were like, building's haunted. And I was like, I've kind of felt that way.
Dude, so I was there painting late one night. I think it was the night that I did all the purple.
Mm-hmm.
I went there. We had dinner and then I went there and I was like, fuck, I'm gonna just knock this out. I was like walking around and I was like, I can feel eyes on me. Like that weird feeling.
It's that intuition feeling.
Yeah. And it was like, dude, I'm being like watched. Like,
Yeah.
I do not like this. There was plastic on the window. So I was like, there's no one that can be looking in. There's
Right.
no other windows.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't like this.
Yeah.
And like, I always felt like I could see something out of the corner of my eye.
And there's not this many rooms.
What? Two. There's two rooms.
Yeah, so for people who don't know, it's not like a hide and go seek place.
No, there's nothing in
There's
there
nothing
because
there.
we're working.
Yeah.
And I was like, dude, what the F? So your dad had that really long like extension ladder.
Yeah.
So I had that sitting up and I was like, I'm getting out of here. Like this is
Yeah,
fucking
I'm out.
weird,
I'm
right?
good, yeah.
So I go to walk out and I had that sitting on the stairs on the operation side. And as soon as I get into that room, mind you, it's been sitting there for like 2 hours. It falls over. I go straight fight or flight, and Daddy picked violence this time. I turn around, I'm just like, I'm ready to murder. Like my blood pressure, 2 million over 1 million. Heart just pounding. I'm like,
when you can feel your heart pounding,
because it felt like something tripped over
Yeah.
the ladder,
Sure.
and I'm like, I'm getting the F out of
Yeah.
here, man. Like this
Like,
place
I'm
is
good.
1,000,000,000% haunted.
Well, it's real old too.
Yeah.
And that's the thing is we know it's old. It doesn't help that we know it was built like 80 years ago.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like one of those things where you're like, shit's definitely gone down here without a doubt.
So yeah, I don't ever plan on being there alone
At night?
at dark now.
It's like the Nulu stories.
Yeah.
Like there's Nulu bought an old mortuary.
Yes.
And buddy, there can't be a mortuary on Earth if ghosts are real that isn't haunted.
Yeah.
It's where dead people are.
Yeah. They hang out. Come to find out.
Some of them, not all of. That's the weirdest part.
Yeah.
How do you pick which ones hang out? You die, you a ghost, or you die, you go somewhere else? Which
I
one?
think that's up to the ghost.
Right, but you specifically.
Oh, me?
Mm-hmm.
Oof. Man, it really depends. Like, do I got some debts to settle
Yeah,
at the end
it
of my
depends
life?
on how you
Like,
died.
I'm haunting the fuck out of
100%,
someone.
dude.
Oh yeah.
You fucked me over. I'm about to fuck up your whole life.
So we need to burn some. We
From
need
a
to get your
ghost.
wife in there, burn
Right
some
there.
sage, do whatever.
She'll
get
do
some
that.
shit on out of
Yeah.
there for
She'll
us.
do some hippie shit.
That place is haunted.
Ricky will be like burning sage. There'll be crystals and stuff everywhere. We were talking
I'm
about
on
this
board
this
for it. I
weekend.
don't
She's
care.
such a hippie.
Oh yeah,
Oh my gosh, dude.
10,000%.
We went to her going away party and we were talking to her old boss, her boss and mentor, Trisha. And I was like, there, she's like, oh, there's Ricky's got crystals everywhere. And I go, oh, you guys don't even understand. With like
She's
there's
house.
sage. I didn't realize she's giving other people sage. She makes
she's
her
that
own
lady now.
breads. Yeah, she's
Yeah.
a hippie, dude.
She had chickens
And
for a while.
Chickens,
Yeah.
ducks,
Here in a few
Fucking-
years, you guys will have a new
that
farm.
8 rabbits. No,
Yeah.
we will not. She
Yeah.
wants goats now. She goes, you keep getting poison ivy. You know what eats poison ivy? I go, what's that? She goes, goats. I go, cool. I just will stop going in the woods.
Yeah.
I'll stop. I had to go get a steroid shot yesterday. I've had poison ivy for 4 fucking weeks.
Yeah.
On the dot this week is 4 weeks.
You should get that sorted.
I have, so you know, poison ivy normally goes in a straight line.
Yeah. Okay.
So like if you get poison ivy, your rash normally appears like that, right?
Yeah.
And then there's bubble blisters around it. I've got
Yours does this serpentine
I've
maneuver.
got a point of impact, buddy, where I'm assuming that it was the male and I was the female, and
Okay,
it
it
fucked
penetrated
my
you?
foot.
Yeah.
Dude, there is a round circle on my foot that has 47,000 blisters that are the temperature of the sun.
Okay.
And it looks, I swear to God, if I showed it to you and you didn't know I had poison ivy, you'd be like, that's the biggest wart I've ever seen.
Yeah.
It goes inside my foot. You can feel like a root. I went to the doctor. My legs look like I'm a burn victim right now. I went to the doctor and I wore flip-flops specifically.
Yeah.
So
to
that
show them the
I want them to see
massacre.
everything. It's on my balls. It's on my
Okay.
butt. It's on my stomach, my back, It was on both eyes. It was on this eyelid and right here on the side of my face.
So you're really just living the dream right now.
I am becoming one with poison ivy.
You are becoming poison
I told
ivy.
Ricky, I said, I'm the bad guy in Batman. She goes, what does that mean? I go, I'm Ivy. And she
Oh,
goes, what was her
Uma Thurman.
superpower? And I said, seduction. So, dude,
It was.
100. She had no other powers. She could talk to plants, whatever, and she could just get everybody to want to have sex with her.
Oh, man. Batman and Robin. Shout out Uma Thurman.
That was the one with Freeze in it.
Yeah.
Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yep.
One of the only old Batman movies I remember.
It's Clooney.
Is that really?
I'm pretty sure that one was Clooney.
Holy shit. I didn't know actors. I just knew Arnold. I didn't even know who Ivy was. I just remember her because everybody had a crush on her when like that movie came out. Oh, yeah. Which is crazy that her superpower actually transcended the screen now that I think about it.
Seduction.
No, so I got a steroid yesterday. I went in and I said, the last time they gave me a 5-day steroid. And Cookie's feeling playful. I put that in there so he could play with it out here because I'm sure he's bored. I've never seen him do that.
Well, good to know. Get it, dude. You're slowly transitioning him to just an indoor cat.
Just an indoor dog cat.
Yeah.
Cat dog. Damn, he bumped his head.
Bopping that thing.
But yeah, I went in and I was like, I want a steroid shot.
Fix me. Yeah.
Give me a shot.
Yeah.
Inject me with every drug that will get rid of poison ivy faster. And she goes, we usually like to do the oral steroids. And I'm like, right, I tried that.
Been there, done
I did
that.
I did 5 days of it about 2 weeks ago, and we're back. She goes, the problem is 5 days is usually not long enough. And I'm like, I'm not doing it again for longer. It gives me the worst acid reflux.
Oh, yeah.
I was on omeprazole and it was keeping me up at night still. I was like, had to sit up to sleep kind of thing.
Yeah. All right. Refix that real quick.
The camera went, da-da-doon, and that means Sony says, fuck you, bitch. I'm out of here.
I'm out here. Yep.
Dude, they gave me a steroid shot in my arm finally. And
Did it feel better?
it felt like I got hit by a fucking car yesterday. My arm hurt like a bitch. I literally, when sometimes you get, what is like the tetanus shot makes you sore?
Yep.
Buddy, that steroid was like
Tdap.
6 tetanus shots.
Oh.
I got home and I went like this and I went, oh shit. I break it while I was in the hospital.
Did they put that in the bone and I was not there for it?
She's like, it's not going to be like, these only last like 3 days. I'm like, I just need you to get me through it. Like I am slowly morphing into one piece of poison ivy. So I would love if you could just make me a fucking human again. I'm a zombie, dude. And I'm pretty sure I'm contagious. So
next building story I got for you.
Yeah.
So we went to Barrel King.
Cookie just went under you.
Yeah. We had like 3 days there.
Yep.
It was trial.
It was
hot.
amazing.
It was
I loved
pretty
that place.
miserable.
I tell you,
work there.
Can I
though.
tell you what was
it's so
interesting?
hot.
There's a point in time mentally, it was day 1 where I went, we're going to be hot all for 3 days. And then
Yeah.
I was like fucking ready.
You were just sticking
Weirdly.
continuously.
I was like, kind of like loved that part of it.
but
Felt like work.
so like it was only an hour time change different, but it was like I was really excited to be there, and it was storming the whole time. So it was like sleep not great. And I think that's kind of what contributed to me getting a little sick.
Yeah.
So it was like Monday, I was there, like
At Virtue.
and I was like, man, I feel run down. I'm just so tired. Like I did a couple things and just left. I was like, dude, it was just a waste of day. And so Tuesday woke up, I had Dayquil, NyQuil, whatever. I was like, all right, I gotta go get stuff done because we're, behind the ball, it felt like, on a couple things.
Sure.
So I could just go there, and we had taken an exhaust fan out that was like a big exhaust fan over
the giant
the
one.
lathe.
Yeah.
Yeah, that giant one.
The giant one.
So there's a hole in the wall, and obviously that needed to be fixed. So I was like, all right, cool, trying to do the drywall, and I just bought like the project sheets because it was only like
it wasn't that big.
Yeah, so I got 2 project sheets, and I was trying to math out how to put them up.
I never heard of project sheets of drywall. They're
smaller.
smaller?
2x2.
Oh,
yeah.
that
So
makes
like,
sense.
yeah, get them in the car really easy, and then it's just when you're doing like small holes, patch repair, stuff like that.
Yep.
And so I'm like sitting there looking at it, and I take all the measurements and I start like writing everything down, and I was like trying to do it, and I was like, Ma, I just feel like, if you wake up, you're like hungover, and you just feel a little
groggy and
slow,
shitty,
just like, man, I can't think. I was trying to do the math and couldn't make it work, and I could not figure out why. And then like 20 minutes later, I realized there is actually 24 inches in 2 feet, not 28. And I was sitting there doing the math with 28 inches, and I was like, I gotta
trying
go home.
to figure out why it's not working.
I was like, I gotta go home, man.
Yeah.
Like it's not working today. So I was like, complete waste of a day because I sat there for like 2 hours.
Right.
Like just trying to like do stuff.
Just struggle bussing.
And it was like, I'm doing little things and I'd come back to it and then I'd go do some little things, come back to it. And I was just like, I can't think, I can't work. And I like literally like looked at it, held out the tape measure and was like, just dropped it and walked away. I was like, I can't, I've literally am screwing this up so much.
My body has given up.
100%
It's
what
over.
happened. So I went home, I messaged you, I was like, I feel awful.
Yeah.
And you're like, don't worry. And then you took care of the stream. Thank you.
Just shit day.
And then it was like, I'm still coughing up like shit right now. But yeah, for about 2 hours of my life, I thought there's 28 inches and 2 feet.
I was hoping that you were going to tell the story that you texted me.
Which one?
That was the funniest thing I've ever experienced in my whole life.
Which one was that?
When you were on the couch in your home.
Oh.
I laughed so fucking hard.
That
because I thought I didn't know if you're being serious at first.
No.
I laughed so fucking
So
hard.
when I went home from Virtue, the old tummy wasn't feeling great. And I was like, I'm just like turning back and forth and I'm like sitting there. And I was like, Gabby, can you just please take care of dinner tonight? Like, I don't feel good. Like, I'll eventually want ramen noodles.
Right.
Like
yeah.
chicken, ramen noodles, just trash fan of food.
Yep.
And
sodium.
This is before I texted Dan I won't
This
make
is
it.
Tuesday night, 5, 6 o'clock ish.
Yeah. So this is after that struggle bus of a day.
Yeah.
I'm just sitting there and I texted Dan and I said, I don't think I'm going to be able to make the stream because I just shit myself. Should not have trusted that fart.
When I got the text, I just shit myself. I was like, oh, like Sean, doesn't feel good, whatever.
Nope.
And then when you said, shouldn't have trusted that far, I was like, that's real. That means that's 100% real. Dude.
So let's just say it wasn't the most solid thing. And I still, like, a part of me thought, I'm good, man. Like, I'm
your
good.
Couch.
Oh, yeah.
Which is the funniest thing. I was sitting there and I was just picturing you, like, out of it on your couch, just like, oh, fuck. Just, dude,
like,
in your household.
just a little squeaker. Like when just a little bit of queso comes out and you're just,
oh, dude.
I shuffle the bathroom. I tell Gabby, go, not good. Just shit myself. She goes, are you kidding me? I go, does this look like a person that's kidding themselves? And I'm like shuffling on through. She's just, goose.
That story. I've not shit myself in a very long time, like as an adult.
Sick. Definitely have.
I'm trying to think, like Ricky was talking to her friends about this, and I don't know why I was there for it.
Men trust farts a lot more than women do.
No, Ricky, all of the women were like, yeah, it happens. And I looked at all of them and I went, what did you say out loud? And they're like, sometimes it happens. And I'm like, it doesn't though. I have not shit myself in a million years. But I could tell you the last time I remember.
You haven't had a good sick in a while, apparently.
Now, there are times where I'm like, I need to sit on the toilet while I vomit. Like when I'm really sick. Because I have no clue which one. I know it's one or the other or both.
we're
I'm
riding a
ready.
razor's
I'm
edge
preparing for both. Dude, the last time I had shit myself, I was rollerblading, camping with my family, rollerblading through the campgrounds.
All right.
Poop. Swear to God.
I like how you threw the poop came out because that's how I shit myself. That was the basis of the story, my guy.
Biggest bummer in the world. I'm on rollerblades, dude. Do you know how hard cleanup is on rollerblades?
We talking a lot or a little here?
It was enough. I rollerbladed into the bathroom, into the stall. I took the rollerblades off in the stall and left everything in there. I left it, dude.
This is someone else's problem now.
Thankfully, I had the shorts on. I had underwear on under the shorts. I took the underwear off, wiped everything, and I just took the shorts with me. I wore the shorts out. There were no underwear left. But I tell you what, shitting yourself on rollerblades ain't it. Neither is on your couch is not good either. Dude.
It caught me by surprise as well.
It's such a bummer when you go fart. Wet. Whoa. And then immediately your brain goes, listen, man, I don't know how to handle this.
We made a mistake, buddy.
You are in a panicked event.
So yeah, that's when Dan said, you know what? You don't have to stream tonight.
I said, please do not come here.
Yeah.
At all. Do not fucking bring that to my home. I will get sick 100%. And it will be like tomorrow from right now. You know what I mean? It'll be like the day everybody gets here.
Yeah, I'm still so congested in my chest.
Which is so weird, man.
It's sticking.
It was super. What was so interesting is when we were out at Barrel King, It was super humid and muggy the whole time.
Yeah.
And really,
90 plus.
really warm
Yeah.
the whole time. But the air quality in Bourbon, Missouri is better than our air quality here because Canada.
Oh.
And they light shit on fire.
Canada's still on fire.
Still.
Yeah. My lungs have not enjoyed the air quality.
The problem is when we got back, because our air quality had gone back to relatively normal.
Mhm.
When we got back, it like fucking skyrocketed back to shit show levels.
Yeah.
And it was like 150 again. The one day when we got back, it was like
200.
90. Then the next day it was like 125.
Yeah.
Then 150. And it kept going up. I'm like, we're doing this again.
Yeah.
Somebody else take a turn. I'm tired of it. Walking outside and you're like, oh, it's hazy. It must be humid. Then you're like, nope, that one whole country's on fire right now.
Oh, okay. So last travel story I think that I have was, so Klein came out, helped us smuggle some whiskey back in our suitcases. It was great. So I parked on the opposite side of the airport as you guys. And I go, all right, I'm going to grab my car and I'll like drive down because I was going to go get the Agent Orange glasses at the shop.
Yeah.
And I didn't have my key. So I drive down there and I was like, you guys, you got to fucking see this. Like 10 parking spaces down was this truck and it had a plow mount on it.
Oh, yeah.
And I go, do you see what's on the front of it? This guy hit this. I mean, it was a big old raccoon.
It was a big raccoon.
It
was a
old guy.
fed raccoon.
Oh, yeah. And it was stuck on the plow mount. And I'm pretty sure that person just was like, cool, parked, left.
Had to catch a flight.
It was turning into a puddle of goo underneath his truck.
Yeah. He's in long-term parking.
Oh, it was disgusting.
Yeah. It was just hanging off the thing.
Oh, yeah.
It looked like the rabbit under Ricky's car, but it was a whole raccoon, an
yeah.
entirety of a 22-pound animal. Like,
I don't think I've ever hit something that big and thought, we're not going to check.
dude, well, especially
We're going to risk it.
In the
I'm
truck,
late for this flight.
Yeah.
I got to go.
In the truck, when you know that you have the plow mounts on the front. Like, this is one thing when you're like a normal vehicle. You don't have a bunch of hooks. There's not a lot of things for it to get attached to.
Dude, I'd almost total my car out if I hit that thing with the RS3.
Should have ripped the front valence off or whatever it's
Buddy,
called.
I've got this much clearance in the front.
Yeah.
I swerve around every like animal on
Anything,
the road because
yeah.
it is like, dude, if it's over about 5 inches or so,
Yeah.
I can hear that thud. And you're like, oh my God.
Yeah.
That's low.
And you're worried about what it took out from under your car.
Yep. Actually, I don't have a splitter anymore. Thank you. You know, just
That doesn't cost $3,000 on an RS3. Okay.
talked to a guy at Golf HQ, had an S4. Started talking to him a little bit.
What color is it?
It's almost exactly like yours.
Oh, okay. I haven't seen that one then.
Yeah, so up north of Midland there.
Okay.
Because I was up there, he's one of their instructors. He was like, oh, nice RS3. I was like, yeah, someone out there's getting an S4. He goes, that's me.
Oh, really?
And we started talking a little bit. He's like, yeah, I'm thinking about getting it like tuned and whatnot. I was like, who are you thinking about?
Yeah.
So we talked about that for a while. And I was like, yeah, my buddy just sold one a couple months back. And he had some company that all their files got leaked. So they just packed it up.
Yeah.
And they're like, see ya.
Yeah.
And he was like, oh, I just read about that. I was like, dude, it was all over
Yeah.
AutoZine and stuff.
Yeah, that was a big problem.
Yeah.
The shitty part is when you pay $500 for a tune, and then the company's like, we're not supporting that anymore because somebody stole our shit.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh. And then they're like, they can modify files. And you're like, what? Excuse me? And then thank Jesus. I tell you who it's good for is the other tuning companies.
Yeah.
Because when I got a hold of Unitronic, I think is who I ended up going with. When I got a hold
I
of
thought you went with 034.
That's who it was. When I went with 034, they were like, oh, we're doing a huge discount for switches.
Yeah.
Because
We
said
understand,
company
yeah.
just tanked. And I was like, sounds great, man. Sign me the fuck up. So I got like a free transmission, like the TCU tune I got for free, I think.
Yeah.
It was awesome. That was great.
I think he said he had like APR stage 1. He's like, I hate it.
Yeah.
And I was like, I've got the Unitronic 1.5.
Yeah.
I love it. He's like, TCU? I go, yep. Stage 2,
The
baby.
APR shit is like, it's detuned tuning. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
APR is like the safest shit on planet Earth.
Yep.
You'll never blow anything up, but you also will never, in most of them, you're not going to blow anything up anyways. But
You're getting like 50% of
right.
what you
Yeah. You're going to get like less, which is a bummer. Like APRs, like big kits are great because you can still make like 500 or 600 horsepower safely. But if you don't want to spend, APR is like $12,000 for a big kit or something, and you're like, holy shit, man,
Yeah.
my car was 40.
I'd just go get the IROS kit if I was going to do
Yeah.
that. Go the...
Just do it. You know, like it's one of those like, if I'm gonna do it, I'm
Yeah.
gonna do it.
Oh, yeah.
Not like a little
Full top end.
Yeah, right.
Turbo.
dude.
That's the what do they call those? It's not like a hybrid turbo tune.
It's not just a big turbo kit.
So it's not like a super big turbo. So I think they swap it out. So it's like you run like wildly different hot and cold sides, I think. And I'd have to look it up.
It's like a Frankenstein.
Yeah.
Yeah. Speaking of Frankenstein.
Oh, yeah.
Dude. So I got
Barrel King.
I got some stickers. Yeah. Our Barrel King blend is like the weirdest blend of all time. And it's freaking phenomenal.
Yeah, there's a lot going on in that
double barreled. It's a 5-barrel blend. 3 of the barrels are double barreled in different legacy distillery barrels.
Yeah.
And then one's a straight bourbon, one's a wheated bourbon. And like it's like the weirdest thing, but it's just true fat guy whiskey.
Jared is a madman when it comes to blending. Like
I don't think he knows
how fast he
could
change
pivot
those blends and then was like, I think it need this. And I was like, when he goes, I think it needs like some 21% in it. And I go, I don't think that helps it. He threw it in there. I go, why did that help it?
Why did it cure the shit that was wrong with it?
Yeah. I go, oh, you're so right.
Yeah.
And then he goes, missing something. Let's try to add to this. And I tasted the next one. I'm like, what the shit?
Yeah.
How
it
are
was
you
the
doing
weirdest
this?
thing.
Yeah.
I tried to explain to him when I was talking to him when we got back. I was trying to explain to him like being there with him is the reason that's going to be really good.
Yeah.
The reason it's going to taste really good is because we were there. Like, if he would have sent us samples, we would have fucked around and put something together, or whatever. But like,
it wouldn't have been that though.
But when something was wrong, and he knows obviously his inventory.
Yeah.
And then we had been talking about the day before, and it was like, can we try that Barton barrel?
Yeah.
And he's like, let's do it. And then he's like, I also have this barrel and this barrel and this barrel. And he's like, I wonder what happens if I add the Elijah Craig 18 double barreled MGP into it. And then that like gave it this backbone that was really great of like an older whiskey.
Yeah.
And it was like, if we weren't here, none of these conversations would have happened. It would have been, here's 3 or 5 samples. Go ahead and play with them. Whatever you come up with. I told Porter he's got to go there and do something.
They'd have fun.
You have to. Yeah. Like blending with Jared, I don't know if he truly realizes it or not. He's a genius when it comes to like understanding of putting things together.
Yeah.
And I think
he sees a full puzzle
yes.
and then kind of sees the pieces and how to get there like very quickly.
And I think what's cool is he also has the knowledge of the inventory on top of that. Mm-hmm. So being able to like mix those two things together is wild.
Because he's like, I got this cooking over there. Like we can get into that. He goes, I got this one barrel over here. And he just goes over and they write on with like chalk or something. He's like, this one's a really good one.
Yes.
Like, all right. They like 140 barrels.
They just write like rough tasting notes. Yeah. Full, baking spice, whatever. They write like 3 tasting notes on things when they think they're getting closer to being ready. And it's so interesting because then like we tasted some of them and he's like, that didn't taste anything like that the last time we had it. Mm-hmm. But blending with Jared at Barrel King was such a great experience. And it's just when you blend with people who are good at blending, you're like, oh shit, okay. Well, that was not, we had a wheat and a rye blend together. He's like, and I hated it. The rye that we were using was one of our rye barrels that we weren't single barreling. And I was like, there was like this flavor in there that I just didn't like at all, which is why we'll age it out or finish it or do something different.
It did not taste like 7 or 95.5.
No, not at all.
They tasted like 40 or 95.5.
Those two taste like Canadian rye to me.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. Because the anise heavy Ford part in my brain is Canadian, like Alberta's and
That's
stuff.
why I thought they just tasted like younger MGP. Sure. It's like they're the really heavy on the black licorice note, the anise.
Which is so odd.
Yeah.
At that age, too.
They weren't super herbal. And usually we would expect them to be a lot sweeter and more herbal than kind of that like spicy black licorice.
Yeah. I don't know. That was such a cool experience, like doing that with Jared.
A lot of insight.
Jared's it's so funny. I told him, I'm like, you're really good at blending. And he's like, yeah, man, I'm just learning. I'm trying to get, and I'm like, I don't think you get it.
Yeah.
Most people would have tasted that wheat and rye and be like, we need to start from scratch.
Yeah.
Because that's fucked. Yeah. Like when we drank it, I was like, I really and it was our rye. And I'm like, I hate it, man. He had a 21% rye. And I'm like, where all the shit that was gross is gone.
Yeah.
Which is so weird.
I don't know how he did it.
Me
but
neither.
He did it.
It was amazing.
I don't know. Great trip. Great people.
That was an amazing
support
trip.
Barrel King.
That was an amazing trip. It really was. That was phenomenal. I signed up for Barrel King when I got back.
I know.
And
our card.
No, I didn't. I used my personal one, bitch. I ain't sharing none of it. So the other thing, I heard this thing and I was like, I can't wait.
Wait.
What?
Are you sure?
100%.
We have
It goes to my personal email too.
We have a Chase. I'll show you after this.
Did we buy something on Chase while we were out there? Probably.
Maybe. I don't know. Oh, okay. Never mind.
What's that?
I just had some text come through that I was reading. Yeah.
Okay, so I heard this conversation. It's actually all over the internet right now. Literally just happened.
Yeah.
About a week and a half ago. And it relates to us because we both know who, we don't know the person personally, but we both are hyper aware of the person that said it.
Okay.
Bradley Martin.
Oh,
who we both used to watch all the time.
Is this the
the fighting bullshit? Yeah. So Bradley Martin has Nate Diaz on his podcast.
Okay.
Nate Diaz being highly known for the fuck around and find out kind of guy.
He's the find out part of fucking around.
He is.
Yeah.
He's the
Isn't
what
he
the fuck did you
one
say?
Of the Paul brothers? Like
He's,
Jake or something? Boxing him?
On our, I think the night of our
It's the
VIP
5th.
event.
It is.
Or Saturday.
Yep.
So are they just boxing?
It's just boxing.
Okay.
Because I think they agreed that it would be a boxing match first.
And then MMA.
And then the option
Depending.
to do MMA
Okay.
was afterwards.
If they do MMA, that's going to be a huge problem.
Yeah.
I do believe like Jake loses either way, but I like
Apparently,
in both.
like good wrestler,
Who?
Jake.
Yeah.
But
Call it collegiate. Collegiate wrestler.
Unfortunately, you don't get your head guillotined off.
Here's the other thing.
Collegiate wrestling.
Collegiate wrestler.
Yeah.
Far removed from college wrestling.
Yes.
Nate Diaz, one of the GOATs
A black belt.
in everything.
In Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu.
In everything.
Has several wins in the octagon, choking people the fuck out.
Nate Diaz is
my favorite figure 4 headlock. Pulls it down. He's fucking just flipping the guy. I don't remember who it was. Just flipping him off.
Yeah.
And he's sitting there flexing. And this person.
Yeah. Nate Diaz is I don't know, probably 180-ish pounds, somewhere around there. I don't know.
There. I think probably a little smaller. I think he gained some weight for this.
Okay.
Because I think they're catch weighting around 180 or something like that.
So
180, 190, I don't know.
Anyways, Nate Diaz in the UFC was always known as the like, I'll fight you, I don't care, whenever.
Yeah, pick a weight, pick a
Doesn't
time,
matter
let's do
type
this.
shit.
Yep.
And then in public, same. So anyways, on Bradley Martin, if somehow somebody doesn't know who Bradley Martin is, he was a fitness influencer who is now like he's very famous in YouTubing, podcasting, all the different shit, owns a couple gyms.
Yep.
He's like 260,
jacked out of his
around 10% body fat.
Maybe.
Fucking wild.
Yeah.
Like legitimately wild.
Good stack.
Huge. And like has dabbled in jiu-jitsu.
Yes.
Not like trained for years or anything. Dabbled in jiu-jitsu. I think dabbled in boxing. And hyper athletic guy. Like legitimately very athletic guy.
The video of him jumping out of the pool.
Yeah. Wild.
That one was fucking wild.
Explosive as fuck.
The pool is probably like mid-chest height, and he's just standing
and
there.
He's
and
like
he
6'4".
jumps out of it,
yeah,
and lands and walks away. I'm like, whoa.
Yeah.
How?
So, needless to say, like absolute specimen of a dude.
Oh yeah.
Bradley Martin sitting with Nate Diaz and goes, "Think I beat you in a street fight?" And Nate Diaz is the guy who's like,
"Let's find out."
Are you disrespect? Yeah, right. Yeah. It sounds like Nate Diaz and Bradley Martin are at least knew each other before this.
Yeah.
Kind of friend. I don't know if like friends is the right word, but aware acquaintances maybe. Yep. Nate Diaz, he just goes, "You're a podcaster, buddy." And I went, "Oh, dude, what that means is shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up.
No.
That means shut it down now." Because the next thing is about to be, we just find out if you'd like, right? Because Bradley Martin's so big.
Yeah.
He's so big.
He's very strong too.
Extremely strong.
Very athletic.
And Bradley Martin goes, "I mean, you really think so?" And Nate Diaz, buddy, it's the wildest thing to watch. Now, Bradley Martin has been on Fight Companion with Schaub.
Yeah.
Right after that. And Bradley Martin's like, "Listen, I was fucking with Nate because I know like this stuff riles Nate up, and I know people will watch that and see it and whatever."
Yeah, that's fair.
But what happened was, while he's talking to Nate about this, there's a boxer who's like a 135 or something like that.
Okay.
In Bradley Martin, and I can't remember his name. I'm not super into boxing, especially I know like the big heavyweights and that's it. So anyways, Bradley Martin goes, and he's like a really great, like one of the fucking best boxers at anywhere near his weight division. So he's like, "What do you think about me versus X guy?" And Nate Diaz goes, "He fuck you up." And Bradley Martin goes, "I'm 260.
Yeah.
And he goes, "Fuck you up." And he goes, you don't understand. This is what we do. We don't not do this. Like, we don't do other shit.
Yeah.
This is all we do. And we've been doing it for 20, 30 years type shit. You've done jujitsu for like months.
Yeah, but when I tag you on your chin, you're going to sleep.
And so, and Bradley Martin goes, right, but not in a, I don't want to box him though. Like, take this into consideration. I don't want to box him.
He wants to street
I
fight.
want to fucking, I can pick you up. I can slam you. And Nate goes, okay. If you just get a hold of him, you win that fight for sure.
The problem
and
is
then Nate looks
they
at
know
him,
how to control angles very like boxers and shit.
100%.
So like while you're rushing him, he's going to be like backpedaling, moving. And then when you take that over the hand or just...
Well, Nate goes,
like, wow.
Nate goes, every boxer wants to uppercut against people who don't know how to fight. And he goes, if he gets an uppercut, you're not going to win. But if you get a hold of him, he can't win. Yeah. Because once you get a hold of him, there's no way that he can get out because you're going to be too strong.
It's going to be like the mountain. He's going to crush you.
Nate, then Bradley looks at Nate and he goes, right, like that's like the same for us. And Nate goes, if you get a hold of me, I'll choke you the fuck out. And Bradley goes, what? And he goes, if you get me on my back, you're in trouble. And Bradley goes, you think so? And he goes, buddy, we can find out.
Yeah,
and,
he'll roll with him.
And Bradley goes, well, I don't want to hurt you. Like, you have a fight in 2 weeks. I don't want to hurt you. And he goes, buddy, I'm not going to get hurt. He just starts laughing. I'm like, the level of confidence and sureness.
Yeah.
And then Nate goes, how about this? You can roll with my boy over there. Buddy, his boy's like 140.
Yeah.
He goes, you beat him, then me and you will roll. And he's like, all right, dude. He goes, how big are you? He's like, I don't know, 140, 150. He goes, all right, I got it. And Nate goes, all right, man. Nate's so sure. He's like, you're getting
140. So he's like 90 to 100 pounds under this.
Yeah.
Like under Bradley. Okay.
Also, Nate's black belt training partner.
Oh,
he goes, you're getting
monster.
Fucked up, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's the most interesting. Like, now it's everywhere.
Did they roll?
No. Well, they didn't roll on video.
Okay.
Mighty Mouse and Bradley Martin are now going to have like a little spar session.
That's what I heard. Because he doesn't think Demetrius Johnson.
For fuck's sake.
You're picking the GOAT of little fighters.
Yeah.
Like,
he's the only one that's in the conversation with John Jones. As for a pound for pounder.
Oh, yeah. 100%.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're going to get fucked up.
That man.
I watched Mighty Mouse.
Terrifying.
I watched Mighty Mouse throw a flying armbar off somebody's back. He jumped off of him, grabbed his arm in the air, and landed on the ground in an armbar.
Yeah.
Good luck, man. Shab even was like, hey, I know like Mighty Mouse is really small. You won't even understand until it's over what happened. He goes, he'll break your ankle before you found out that he shot a double leg. Like, he goes, they're too fast. This is what you're going to give up. You're slow compared to somebody that size.
Yeah.
That's at that level.
Explosive as hell, too.
I want to see this so bad now.
Yeah.
Because he's a monster. I mean,
Bradley
Martin is a
give him
monster.
like a hook right to the body. Just shut him down, liver shot. You're like,
oh, Bradley
why?
Martin? That's the thing. Bradley Martin is a monster.
Yeah.
And isn't a total moron, isn't unathletic.
No.
So it will be entertaining. I would have paid real money to watch him and Nate Diaz go at it, though. I'd pay for that.
Yeah.
I'd pay. I know the outcome, but I'd pay for it.
Remember when we were seeing Mark and Larry,
Yeah.
and they were like, if you're in a bar fight and someone rolls on their back willingly, you need to run.
You need to get
because
out.
that person is about to fuck your day up.
You got to get out before you can't get out.
Yeah.
There's a point of no return.
Yeah.
You need to get away from that.
Yeah. Because that spider monkey is about to murder you.
And listen, I was not at the time, that's around when I was almost as strong as I ever was when we went and saw Mark and Larry. Oh no, Sean's going to die.
Yep, we're good.
I at the time was almost the strongest I had ever been when we went and saw Mark and Larry.
Yeah.
And Mark was 180 pounds. And I couldn't get Mark, and Mark wasn't even trying to choke me or anything. And I couldn't get Mark off of me.
Yeah.
So that was like a very good realization of there was a point in time which none of that shit, this shit doesn't matter. It doesn't matter that you're 260 anymore.
Technique really starts to shine at a certain level.
Yeah. And it matters that you're 260 when the other guy doesn't know anything either.
Yeah.
It matters a lot then.
If you were fighting me and been like, all right, cool, man, you got this one. And I'm not a black belt.
Come to find out, black belts, like real black belts. Mark's a very real black belt. Nate Diaz also very real black belt.
Yeah.
Hey, good luck, buddy.
Yeah. You got anything else?
I don't.
All right.
We got to go anyways.
Yeah, I am late. Currently.
Oh shit.
Right now.
Oh, and the shipping stuff needs something. Okay.
Yep. All right. I'll see you next time.
Yep.
On another port.
Thanks
This
for
is
watching.
episode 5.
Cheers.